I played Star Fox Zero. Can't give full impressions of it yet.
What can you say?
I can say my thoughts about that from what I played at E3, and my concerns based on all the marketing and everything are founded, and it makes me wonder how good Star Fox ever was.
Wow.
Because I'll say it, you can tell even just looking at the videos and stuff that are out now, it is the most like Star Fox 64 out of any Star Fox since 64.
Okay.
Which is what I thought I wanted.
Let's run down. Okay, let's run down the Star Fox. Okay,
there was Adventures,
there was Super NES,
yeah, Super Nintendo,
and Nintendo 64.
Yep, and then Adventures, which was the Zelda-like one that barely had any R-wing stuff.
Basically,
at all.
a third-person action adventure.
Yes, and then there was Assault on the GameCube, which they were like, okay, it's going to go back to like the R-wing stuff that you wanted, but then it had a ton of like kind of open map tank / on foot stuff. And so there's only like a handful of R-Wing missions. And what everyone wants is the R-Wing linear missions that occasionally, it's an all-range mode and, boss fights or Star Wolf fights or whatever. And, that GameCube one, the second one, screwed it up by just having way too much on-foot stuff that sucked. And then there was
Star Fox Command, right?
Command was on
DS. Command was the DS game.
Which that one felt kind of soulless, and it was a lot of just like, plotting out your teammates and strategy stuff like on the touchpad.
Right.
And it was R-Wing focused, but if I remember right, it was all kind of like arena stuff, like flying around.
Yeah.
It did not.
It didn't really have a campaign, if I remember. Or not much of a story.
Not much of one at all. And then I think there's Command was the one DS one, I guess, and then they did Star Fox 64 3D, which that's just a remake,
right?
But yeah, this one
kind of a checkered history for Star Fox. Since this is the N64,
and it's there's one good Star Fox game, and it was the first Star Fox.
There are two good Star Fox games. Star Fox 64 is the best one.
Oh my god,
I like 64 a lot when it came out.
It's great.
Yes, it's
the train one with the tank. That's
I remember
great.
being
boss fights.
so bummed out by that game showing up. That is like a Mario Kart level of like Office going, wait, what the fuck is this?
What was okay, all right, I'll bite. What was wrong with it? I don't remember.
Star Fox?
I was in school when that game came out, so
it was, you could finish it in like 2 hours. And it was like one of those things where it's like a bunch of branching path stuff, but none of that felt worth doing. It was just like, well, just present me the game instead of just like, oh, well,
welcome to Star Fox Zero.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of, that was my major thing with it, is it just like for other games that were coming out in that era and stuff like that, it felt very slight. And also I just didn't really care for the multiplayer in it.
Oh yeah, no one did.
So I remember that being the big hook.
No,
the people were like, "Oh man,
I didn't know any." I was in like junior high, and no one cared about the multiplayer. Like everyone hated that.
Really? Okay, I just thought that was the thing that like fans of that game latched onto, because I can't imagine them latching on to the single player stuff.
No, I mean there was like novelty. Like I think you could unlock like on foot stuff for multiplayer, and that's if you got a certain amount of medals or something. And
yeah, I don't.
But it was not good. But yeah, it was the campaign that I liked, and yes, it was slight, and but I remember really wanting to go back and play all those and find all the secret paths and get a number of hits for all the medals and all that stuff and go the hard route to Andros and everything. Man, but if you felt that was slight in 97, this is $60 in 2016,
sure, and
it is very comparable. Right. I can't go into like super specifics and stuff of like the end fights and all that stuff, but man,
so we'll have a review soon.
Yeah, it's closer to launch, but it's so much like 64. And even if you strip away my concerns with the gamepad stuff, which was my initial concern, there's not a lot there.
All right,
it's a $60 game, and
turn your R-Wing into a chicken.
You can do that.
Counterpoint.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'm done. Like this is what I think I was asking for so long with Star Fox, and I think now it's like I don't even know. I don't know what I want, if anything, from that series anymore. So I think I'm done with Star Fox. I'll play as in Smash Brothers every once in a while, and I'll collect the amiibos.
I remember being really excited about Star Fox 2 before that came out. And before that
Super Nintendo one,
because it was just like it, looked great. I don't know. I just like that look. And like as they added graphical fidelity to Star Fox, I think I liked the universe a lot less.
Okay,
it was just like, oh, the R-Wings are just a spaceship, huh?
Well,
like seeing the polygonal look. No, I know that they have it unlockable in there.
Do you have the Fox amiibo?
No.
Okay, no. I have 2 of them, and if you tap it on the thing, you turn into the Super Nintendo, and your squad turns into that.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help. It's too late.
It makes the sound effects and everything.
That sounds kind of neat.
Super FX chip and your Wii U.
Kind of cool. Right there on the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Star Fox just always seemed like this really crazy. Like when that first game came out, it felt like magic.
Yes.
You were just like, why would a Super Nintendo even be able to
Yeah.
do this? And when you remove it from that kind of like what wizardry happened to make this game,
Yeah.
and just say like, oh, we made a space shooting game, which is what it was every game past that since Star Fox 2 got canceled. It's way less interesting. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it just never grabbed me at all.
Yep. Yeah. I'm
But
done.
man, Star Fox 1 is an awesome fucking game.
really cool.
Holy shit.
64 is so similar in the way it's formatted. Like, 1 had the branching paths. And
Yeah,
everything.
but it was novel at that point. It was, again, like that whole game was novel at that point.
Yeah.
It's like even the talking animals and stuff. You were like, oh man, cool.
But in 64, Andros just turns into a brain and eyeballs if you do it right.
And then I walked past your desk, and literally a fucking frog popped up on the screen and said, "Do a barrel roll." And I'm
it
like,
was the rabbit. It's Peppy that says do a barrel roll. But yes, he does say that again.
well, okay.
And Falco's still a
And I
dick.
was just like, huh. All right.
Keep our lore straight, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.